In this lecture, I'll talk about requirements validation. What requirements validation is? Basically, it is about checking if the system description includes all functionality that the client requires. It is better to find an error at the initial phase of development, because later, even a small mistake may result excessive rework in the whole development process. So, requirements error may cost a lot. Sometimes fixing an error of the requirements after the product is released may cost up to 100 times more compared with the sum spent to fix it during the implementation process. That's why validation is a very important part in software engineering. So, what are the main requirements that need to be checked? The first one I have already mentioned, that is validity. To check whether or not it fulfills the requirements, you should answer the question: does the system provide the functionality that best supports the customer's needs? Consistency is about checking if there are no conflicts among different requirements. Then goes completeness, that checks if all required functions are included. Another one is realism. You need to be realistic and cannot create requirements that are impossible to implement. In this part, you should consider various aspects like budget, technology, and others. And the last one is verifiability. Don't forget that you need to be sure that you have defined how all system requirements will be checked during the testing. Now, how to perform requirements validation? I would like to highlight 3 techniques that are mainly used in this process. Requirements review, that is a systematic manual analysis of requirements. Prototyping means that prototypes of the system are created to check some requirements. And test case generation is about creating test cases. If tests can be successfully created, it means that the requirements are properly valid. Requirements reviews mostly are performed together with the client. Reviews can be formal with completed documents or informal. Good and regular communications or meetings between developers, customers, and users can resolve problems at an early stage. To make sure that requirements reviews are carried out properly, a checklist may be created, where we could note all validation requirements. This checklist shall include verifiability, checks if the requirement is realistically testable, comprehensibility to check if the requirement is properly understood. Then goes traceability, is the origin of the requirement clearly stated, and adaptability. Is it possible to change the requirement without big impact to another requirement? Key points of this lecture. Requirements validation is responsible for showing which system requirements define customers' actual needs. We perform requirements validation to find errors at the initial phase of development. Requirements error costs are high, so validation is very important. Requirements reviews, prototyping, and test generation techniques can be used in the requirements validation process. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.